Sometimes in life, God may take a few years or more to get us out of a bad situation. He may be setting us up for a great blessing. Will we have the patience and faith to wait upon the Lord? Let's look at Genesis 40. Was God beginning to work something out by giving Joseph the interpretation of dreams? Sometime after this, the cupbearer of the king of Egypt and his baker committed an offense against their lord, the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was angry with his two officers, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker, and he put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, in the prison where Joseph was confined. The captain of the guard appointed Joseph to be with them, and he attended them. They continued for some time in custody. What were the dreams of the cupbearer and baker? To whom did Joseph give credit for interpreting dreams? The Egyptian king's cupbearer and baker, who were confined in the prison, each had a dream. Both had a dream on the same night, and each dream had its own meaning. When Joseph came to them in the morning, he saw that they looked distraught. So he asked Pharaoh's officers, who were in custody with him in his master's house, "Why do you look so sad today?" "We had dreams," they said to him, "but there's no one to interpret them." And Joseph said to them, "Don't interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." What was the cupbearer's dream? Was it rather intriguing? So the senior security advisor, or cupbearer, related his dream to Joseph. "In my dream," he said, "all of a sudden there was a vine in front of me. On the vine were 3 branches that budded. Blossoms shot out, and clusters grew up that produced wine grapes. Then with Pharaoh's cup in my hand, I took the grapes, squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup, then handed the cup directly to Pharaoh." What was the interpretation that God gave Joseph? Was it good news? And Joseph said to him, "This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up your head and restore you to your place. And you'll deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand after the former manner, when you were his butler. But think on me when it shall be well with you, and show kindness, I pray you, to me, and make mention of me to Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing that they should put me into the dungeon." What about the baker's dream? Was it quite the opposite? Bad news. When the chief baker saw that he had interpreted favorably, he said to Joseph, "I also saw in my dream, and behold, there were 3 baskets of white bread on my head. And in the top basket there was some of all kinds of baked food for Pharaoh, and the birds were eating them out of the basket on my head." Then Joseph answered and said, "This is its interpretation. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 more days, Pharaoh will lift up your head from you, and will hang you on a wooden post, and the birds will eat your flesh off you." What happened to the 2 men? Were the interpretations given to Joseph true? Now the 3rd day was Pharaoh's birthday, and he gave a feast for all his officials. He lifted up the heads of the chief cupbearer and the chief baker in the presence of his officials. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position, so that he once again put the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he impaled the chief baker, just as Joseph had said to them in his interpretation. The chief cupbearer, however, did not remember Joseph. He forgot him. Sometimes in life, God may take a few years or more to get us out of a bad situation. He may be setting us up for a great blessing. Will we have the patience and faith to wait upon the Lord? You decide.